Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mosaic Mind. Today we're going to continue the burnout series. It's going to be the first video digging into a bunch of different concepts. Today is going to be task initiation paralysis. We're going to talk about 4 telltale signs. Now, before we break down the neuroscience on exactly why your brain will not break down specific independent tasks, hit that like and subscribe button because it really helps my channel out. I really would appreciate it. Also hit that notification bell. Right now, my videos are really sporadic. I'm actually in the middle of my own journey, trying different medications and figuring things out. So my posting is going to be real sporadic for a while, but I'm going to do what I can to continue getting content out. Task initiation paralysis is probably one of the most frustrating symptoms of executive dysfunction. It disrupts the brain's ability to plan, focus, and execute actions. While anyone can experience it, it's especially prevalent among neurodivergent individuals and people with autism. Studies show that currently today, 1 in 31 people have autism. With 345 million people in the American population, that's around 11 million people struggling with this. So if you've ever found yourself staring at a blank page or looking at something without being able to start a task, or looking at something when your brain is just completely frozen with the inability to move forward, you're experiencing a glitch in your brain's ignition system. Your starter's broken. Okay, so let's look at the 4 major warning signs that might indicate that you or somebody that you love may be struggling with task initiation paralysis. You got a feeling. You sit down at your desk, you open your file, you have every intention of being super productive, and then it just dies dead in the water. It feels like you were wearing a medieval suit and somebody poured concrete into it, and then it dried super quick. Your chest can feel tight. You can have a rush of fatigue come over your whole body. Like even moving a mouse on a computer may feel like lifting a boulder. I actually experience this a lot, and when going on and off this medication, trying to find something that works for me, it's been very difficult to keep these things going because my brain does not want to. I may have all the research done and everything ready to go, but I cannot start something. It would be like asking somebody to drown themselves and then looking at them and being like, why aren't you drowning yourself? What's wrong with you? Okay, so all right, here is what is actually happening. Your nervous system or their nervous system is perceiving executive tasks as a genuine threat, as a genuine stressor. It triggers a freeze reaction, an actual freeze reaction in the nervous system.
Everything freezes.
All right, we got the first one knocked down, but I tell you what, I'm starting to get cooped up in here, so let's go outside. Sign number 2 is productivity substitution, or as I like to call it, procrastination wearing a fancy hat. You'll suddenly start thinking of things you haven't thought about in 6 months, and they become matters of national security. Like, I need to hierarchically organize my entire homework folder and my computer, or I need to sweep underneath the couch. You're technically working, so it feels like you're being productive, but what's happening is your executive function reasoning in your mind is basically taking a side quest. There's more noise. I'm gonna throw you back home. Oh, golly, all right. Sign number 3, cognitive overwhelm, the mental traffic jam. When a neurotypical brain thinks of the task, mop the floor in the kitchen, it registers that as a single task, a single objective to be completed. When the brain experiencing executive dysfunction looks at clean the kitchen or mop the kitchen floor, it instantly calculates all 47 moves that need to happen in that entire process. Got to clear the counter. Where do these papers go? Make sure that I wash the mop first. Make sure that the water heats up. Is the trash full? Have I emptied the trash cans yet? Instead of seeing a clear starting line, your brain sees an entire collapsing mountain before it. A mountain of micro decisions hitting you all at once. The computational overload causes your brain to throw up a blue screen of death, literally, before you even pick up the mop. And then finally, last but not least, jumping into the perfectionist trap. All right, so what is a perfectionist trap? So the perfectionist trap has to do it's kind of like a preoccupation about how specific things need to be for the event to happen. It's a little bit different in that than these others in that it'd be something more like I need 3 solid uninterrupted hours or I can't start this task, or I need my peak energy levels to make sure that I can get through this. I got to make sure that my workspace is completely spotless before I can start this. There's a lot of anxiety with that. Honestly, I struggle with that one quite a bit. That one's really hard for me. Waiting for perfect conditions that almost never happen isn't preparation, it's just paralysis wearing a fancy hat. Perfectionism convinces you that if you can't complete something flawlessly, then starting it isn't safe. Ouch. That one kind of hurt. All right, so if you're sitting there watching this and you're stuck in a burnout, crash, or you're paralyzed by a task right now, take a deep breath and give yourself some grace. Realize that there's a lot more going on than just your brain not wanting to do the thing. It literally is stopping itself and protecting itself from more external stressors, right? Cortisol is a leading cause of death and all kinds of other ailments, and your brain is trying to protect you from it with those instances. The task initiation process is not Task initiation paralysis is also not a character flaw. It's not somebody being lazy. It's not a lack of willpower. It's a real, genuine biological hurdle. And it's how the brain can't even start initiation processes. It's like an actual block. If you're in the middle of burnout right now, please give yourself some grace. Throw yourself a bone. You don't have to complete the entire task today. Not everything has to be done in one sitting. Give yourself some grace. All right, so let's put some things in our tool belt that will help us with task initiation paralysis. All right, so first, using visual task boards. Externalizing steps into a physical visual format greatly reduces the executive function draw on the brain. Putting together a board with tasks and steps, individual tasks and steps, is really good for somebody who's experiencing burnout. My therapist has talked to me about creating a to-done list instead of a to-do list. With a to-do list, you can get task initiation paralysis pretty badly. However, making a to-done list allows you to look at what you've done throughout the day and see what you have completed, which helps build your confidence for completing tasks later on. Second, perform sensory check-ins. If you are overloaded, it's going to be a lot harder to think because even something like being overloaded by sensory issues can cause the brain to shut down. Regulating your environment, providing sensory input can make a huge difference in your day. So third, try to bridge the task with a special interest. So if you can get some momentum going with something that you're truly interested in or something that you like doing, like I actually really like making videos for YouTube. I'm going to make a video here soon called I Hate Making Videos. So just stay tuned for that one, but it's going to be about my own experience with burnout and task initiation paralysis with making videos. But I love making videos, I really do. YouTube's been a part of my life for a very long time, and I like it. All right, so fourth, use transition aids like audio cues to signal the shift in inertia from one task to the next. So using a bell on your phone, setting a timer, creating very specific sounds that remind you of what the next task is going to be, or associating sounds with a task. There's a whole bunch of different sounds on iPhone and Android that you can use, and so you could set like medication, like a specific type of medication is this particular sound. This is when I remind myself to even eat. Last but not least, and finally, customize your physical space to minimize potential distractions. So clutter on your desk, using noise canceling headphones. Clutter is a big one for me, but I also really struggle with keeping things clean and organized. So one thing at a time really benefits me when I'm cleaning up areas like my room or my desk or workspace. Providing yourself with headphones does not seem like that big of a deal, but it can make a huge difference when you're struggling with task initiation because you're giving yourself an opportunity to not be overloaded by the senses. All right, so there we have it. 5 tools that you can put in your tool belt for helping yourself with task initiation paralysis. I know I'm going to use them. I learned a lot from making this video. I'm very excited to make the next in my burnout series here soon. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for visiting the Mosaic Mind. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And hit that notification bell so you can know when my videos are coming out. My videos are kind of sporadic. And from us here at the Mosaic Mind, we hope you have a wonderful task-initiated day.